Okay, everyone. Places. Places.
Oops.
Action.
Okay, so what are you supposed to be? Some kind of a zombie? No. Okay, so you're a vampire because of those teeth, right? No. Alright, I give up. So what are you supposed to be? Popcorn. Oh, right, popcorn. Wait, what? It's the midnight hour on the cut-up. It's Halloween, and Phil and his friends have no idea what costumes they want to wear. So they sneak into their town's museum and take a chest full of items that are part of their town's heritage, hoping to make some. For Melissa's party that night, of course. Because it's Halloween, they decide to visit the graveyard for fun. And that's when they bust open the chest and they find an old scroll inside. They read it aloud, and by accident, they raise the dead. Now all the dead from the graveyard are roaming the town, biting and turning people into more undead on Halloween. Will Phil and his friends be able to put them back in the ground before midnight? Or will the dead rule Halloween night? When I watch any movie, I'm usually looking for if the film is believable. This isn't believable in a sense of, can this happen? But it's more of the idea, would this happen? If a zombie was coming at you, would you react this way? If you were the vampire, would you have done that? I feel like horror is the genre most guilty for doing things just because, as opposed to getting the viewer to buy into the character's motivation and believe that this is the correct behavior that the character would or should take. This isn't to say that the characters need to be predictable, but the character's actions should be believable, if we as viewers are going to be on board. Nothing irritates me more than when a person in a movie is doing something so out of character, it completely ruins the experience. Have you ever found yourself saying, why did he do that? Or, how did that even happen? Without any kind of an explanation going forward? Well, you won't be saying that during the midnight hour. You know, except for during the music video scene. Not really sure where that fits in, but I'll chalk it up to 80s cheese and the fact that there's zombie vampires at the moment. Besides that, though, the characters in the movie will have you sort of buying into what's going on. I think this is mostly because these are just kids in high school. They irritate each other a little. They each have their own problems. And we've all been there. We can relate. And their issues that come up throughout the movie are always used in the story. For instance, our main character, Phil, he's a nerd, and he has a huge crush on another character named Mary, but Mary just doesn't see it. So Phil ends up falling for a girl who rose from the graveyard named Sandy, where she in turn tries to help him put the dead back in the grave. Or how about, when Phil's friend Mitch is at home, we learn that his dad is a mean drunk, who picks on Mitch. Then later, his dad shows up crashing his car at the party. Mitch thinks he's just drunk, but he's actually been turned into one of those zombie vampire things roaming about. It's simple writing, but it's good and clever writing that really makes the movie a lot more enjoyable than many of the teen horror movies I've seen. Speaking of these zombie vampires, I thought this was another great thing about the movie. Their different approach to the people back from the dead. Some are gross old zombies who stumble around. While others are more like manipulative vampires biting people to take them as their own. If anyone out there is bored with the normal zombie formula, you might like this approach. While these are all good things, there are some odd things as well. The aforementioned music video part, this really weird insertion of the title at the beginning.
Look out, it's the midnight hour, baby!
It's very odd placement, and it makes it feel low budget. The big one, though, is the ending. Are the townsfolk back to normal after all of this? Are they dead now in the aftermath of this crazy event? I really have no idea. And it's a strange way to end the movie without telling the viewer. Despite those things, I can say I'm glad I found the midnight hour, because it's such an isolated and fun experience on Halloween. Now, you gorehounds out there, this is not going to be for you, because there's not much gore here. Or even the horror fans out there that need debauchery or sex, this just isn't that kind of movie. It's just a fun Halloween movie with believable characters. I really might be making too much of this, as it's just a high school Halloween flick, but I did enjoy The Midnight Hour, and if you're a Halloween fan, I think you will too.
This is not my night. I know. Yeah, easy for you to say.
Alright guys, that's a wrap.